Gaslighting is one of the most destructive tactics narcissists use, leaving you questioning your reality, your memories, and even your sanity. But have you ever wondered why they do it? And did you know that there are actually 4 levels to gaslighting, each one revealing something chilling about the narcissist's mind? In this video, we're diving deep into the psychology behind gaslighting, what drives it, how each level works, and the narcissist's ultimate goal. By the end, you'll not only understand their mindset, but also know just how dangerous they are, and whether there's any hope for change. The first level of gaslighting starts in childhood as a basic, almost reflective defense mechanism. When faced with consequences, a child can accept responsibility and learn from their mistakes, or deny they did anything wrong. At this stage, it's not yet gaslighting, it's outright denial, a primitive response to protect their fragile ego and sense of safety. For example, a child may say, "It wasn't me who ate the cake." Over time, they realize outright denial has limits because people will ask, "Then who did it?" This is when storytelling comes in and they start crafting alternative realities to shift blame. They then add, "It was the dog." This becomes the foundation of gaslighting, denying reality and replacing it with their own version of the truth. Unlike most people who grow out of this phase, narcissists do not learn to take responsibility and remain stuck in this childlike approach to avoiding consequences. They have a deep insecurity where they need constant validation that they are still worthy. Admitting having made a mistake is frightening to them, as they fear being flawed means they are no longer special and people may abandon them. At this stage, they rarely understand or care about the emotional impact on you. There is also often no evil intent because they just focused on protecting their fragile ego and stopping the deeply uncomfortable feelings they have that they often cannot even describe. Without the ability to craft elaborate lies to avoid consequences, when their simple gaslighting fails, they resort to emotional outbursts to shift the focus, such as guilt tripping where they make you feel bad for confronting them, shifting the focus onto their own pain to avoid accountability, or fear and intimidation where they lash out or attack your character, thus deflect attention from their flaws and make you too overwhelmed to challenge them further. The first level of gaslighting feels crude, but it is very effective. It, however, leaves you questioning your own reality and erodes your confidence. If a narcissist using the first level of gaslighting is like a monkey trying to do surgery with a pipe wrench, then a narcissist at the second level is like Dr. Strange, skilled and calculated. At this level, gaslighting is no longer an automatic defense response to facing consequences. The narcissist fully embraces gaslighting as their way of dealing with the world, and they actively plan on what they are going to say if they get caught. They start to master storytelling and lying. This makes it far harder to spot their gaslighting. As gaslighting is now part of their way of life, they learn through trial and error that the best lies are the ones mixed with just enough truth to make people believe them. So instead of flat out denying something, they twist the truth just enough to confuse you. Instead of outright denying having said something, they may only change the dates or times. For example, they may say, "I did not say I would take you to the mall on Saturday, but Sunday. You heard me wrong." This kind of twisting makes you second guess yourself even when you're sure about what happened. While their aim is still mostly to avoid responsibility and consequences for their actions, gaslighting is now part of their ego. They don't just want to win the argument, they want to feel smarter than you. Outsmarting you gives them a sense of pride and makes them feel powerful. They know their lies hurt you, but they don't care. Unlike narcissists using the first level who just want things to be over, at the second level they want an argument. In fact, they enjoy arguing with you. They see it as a challenge to prove they're clever enough to fool you. Since they already know they are lying, there is no use in showing them proof or arguing with them. For some, messing with you becomes a game. They relish the challenge of seeing how far they can stretch the truth and get you to believe it, and often start adding extra lies just to see if they can get away with it, which gives them great pleasure, a sense of control, feeling powerful, and intellectually superior. They want to think, wow, I'm a genius for making them believe this. For some, gaslighting becomes purely about validating their mental superiority and proving to themselves that they can control what you believe. They start to twist the truth about things that don't even matter, like what you both just saw on the news, just to see if they can make you doubt yourself. The belief that they can shape your reality to anything they want becomes an intoxicating drug for them. But this is nothing to the narcissist using the third and fourth level of gaslighting. For now, we are stepping into the world of sadistic and malignant narcissism. The third level of gaslighting is a drastic step up. The narcissist not only actively plans what they are going to do, but they know exactly how it will impact you. In fact, they desire their actions to impact you negatively. Sometimes it is for sadistic pleasure because they are bored, but more often it's to throw you off balance and make you doubt yourself so you are easier to control. As a child, these behaviors might have started as pranks, but somewhere along the way, they realized how much power and control they could feel by confusing someone. That feeling is exciting to them, almost addictive. Gaslighting now has become a source to feed their deep need for dominance and sadistic pleasure, so the chance of them changing is extremely low. There is a sense of pride and joy in them knowing something you do not, and seeing you totally confused, and them not just having the answer, but the source of your confusion, while they give you a shoulder to cry on. At this level, they don't just deny your reality, they start to mess with it by altering your environment. It may be something small, such as pouring salt in your coffee and getting you to believe it is because you are tired that your taste buds are out, to totally moving the kitchen around and then getting you to believe that the kitchen was always that way. They love to move things, hide them, and watch you get frustrated searching for them. Then, when you give up, they'll put the item back or move it somewhere else and act like you just missed it. This kind of manipulation makes you question your memory and eventually your sanity. It's not just about winning for them anymore. It's about enjoying the power and knowing something you don't and watching you struggle. But the scariest part? This isn't even the worst level. What comes next takes gaslighting to a whole new extreme. At the fourth level is where the malignant narcissists hang out. Those who show traits of dark triad. These people have more screws loose than a Studebaker car. Here, the plan is to mentally destroy you. Maybe they see you as a threat to their image or control over others. Maybe you left them, or you just make them look bad by doing better than them. Whatever the reason they have, they need to destroy you emotionally and mentally. And they will go to extreme lengths to do it. So they already know they can move objects around to mess with you, but you may suspect them. So what they do is they make it so that you cannot suspect them. This is popular amongst crazy exes that have keys to your house or some other way they can come in. To make you afraid, they then move things around or leave stuff to make you think they were in the house, yet you cannot prove it. Or they will just move stuff, and when you see it, as there's no explanation for your mind as to how the objects could have moved, you may think the house is haunted or you are going insane. I once rented a room in a house with a family. The guy told me the day I moved in that the house was haunted and a previous owner had shot himself in the house. I laughed at the house being haunted, but within a day I started hearing voices and someone laughing and sometimes crying in different rooms in the house, and also an electric toy guitar playing at odd times. And that was when there was no one in the house and the toy had no batteries in. Later I started to hear all kinds of other noises like scratching and growling. When I asked him if I had a cat or dog I did not know about, the guy told me that someone had put a curse on me and now the house is full of demons that are following me around. He even got some preacher out who came into the house and then ran out screaming. After 3 months I honestly thought I was losing it. One day after he left for work, I took the toy guitar and sat in my room with it. I stared at that thing for an hour wanting to see the keys move myself. But then I heard the sound of a toy guitar in the room it normally is in. So thinking there's a second toy somewhere in the room, I pulled the room apart and found a cheap cell phone hidden behind the dresser. Then I checked the other rooms as well and started finding phones in every room, hidden behind couches or pot plants. The guy actually made recordings of different sounds and used them as ringtones on the phones. He would then call the phones at random times, so I would think I'm cursed and the house is filled with demons. I suspect the supposed pastor was a friend of his who just played along, as during the 3 months I had gone to someone his wife suggested to remove the curse. She never could manage, as whoever had supposedly put the curse on me just kept putting it back on after she removed it. I spent a great deal of money trying to get things to stop until I found the cell phones. Yeah, some people are just sick in their head. Thanks for watching. To learn more about narcissism, see the video suggested to you right now.